Despite what their moms told them, they just aren't talented enough for radio. Unfortunately, anyone can have a show these days. Sean.
Well, I'm pretty hard to figure out sometimes. In fact, I can't even figure myself out sometimes, so don't you try to.
Joe.
You're an idiot. And really a disloyal person.
This is the Cuse Militia. Those two unapologetically biased, orange-blooded homers, Sean and Joe.
It's the most bullshit thing I've seen in 30 years.
Welcome, orange men and ladies. Happy Wednesday. This is the Cuse Militia with Sean and Joe for the Believe Entertainment Network at Cuse Militia on the socials. Go there, join the militia. We're back. We're late. Any show we do these days is going to be one that almost didn't happen. So, welcome back to another edition of the Cuse Militia where this almost didn't happen. So, we tried to get back here Sunday, or excuse me. Yeah. That's correct, right? Sunday didn't work. Actually, I was just being lazy. Monday, we planned, something came up. Anyways, no one cares. So, look, since we've been gone, Syracuse football season has come to an end. This early signing day stuff is complete chaos to me. Just five-star Calvin Russell, he postpones his signing. Reasons unknown. Coach was asked about it, today or yet. I don't know when. Had to been today. Yeah. He was asked about it and he said, that's just the nature of the beast and, it is what it is. I will say I did listen to his post-game show after Boston College, which was just a huge disappointment. We totally reverted back to this Dan Villari Wildcat thing, which is just another word for disappointing but worse that I can't think of right now, to be quite honest with you. And, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm done questioning things. I turned it off when it was 28-3 or whatever the hell it was at one point, and I just couldn't stomach that game anymore. Syracuse going out and making teams that are not very good look pretty damn good. Just got really old to me over the 8 losses, and it's just unfortunate. And it was probably one of the worst stretches of Syracuse football that I can remember. And maybe that's recency bias, but that's just the way I feel. And, Perception's reality. So, I think a lot of people are there and, we feel your pain. I won't say who it was, but, someone, DM'd me or texted me or something. And I had some things to say privately to them and, they were upset about it because they thought that, someone like me or you, Joe, who do this show and are diehards, that we would have a little bit more positive things to say. And I mean, it's just the reality of it was just pure frustration and disappointment. And I think it was the circumstances that the coaches were dealt. I think it maybe could have been handled better. I understand why a lot of it was done the way it was. But at the end of the day, we're going to forget about it. We're going to move on. It looks like we have a very promising basketball team. We have not been back here since. Well, first, Joe, your thoughts on any of that? I mean,
looking at this, signing day, because obviously it was a big deal for a 5-star Calvin Russell. They said he wasn't going to sign today. From what I'm reading, they're saying that he's expected to sign on Friday, but it also says that Michigan and Miami are still involved in the recruitment. So it sounds to me like it's probably a situation where Michigan and Miami are probably throwing him a big old bag.
Sure.
It's making him possibly,
Who can throw the biggest bag?
Right. And again, that's going to be any big recruit going to Syracuse. And again, I think that this is just one of those things that Fran says, like, about first off the kids and certain expectations he has from the kids before he even offers a scholarship, right? But then also too, he's said that they have money, but they don't have. We don't have Michigan, Miami money, right? And this is basically a test, And the way I look at it is yes, do I want a 5-star? Yes, but Fran doesn't want guys going there just for the money. He wants guys to be there because they want to be there and they want to be part of the culture. and they want him to coach him. So this is a big test to see, with these 5-star and big, because Fran's going to be in the running, moving forward. He's a great recruiter. He's going to be in the running for some of these guys. And we're going to have to deal with this every time we have a guy like this who's, verbally committed, and then it gets to signing day and these other teams lose a couple guys and they want to throw a big bag. So to me personally, if it's something that he needs and he's got to chase the money, then, you got to do what you got to do, young boy. But like at the end of the day, it's also I look at it like a test. Right? If you're going to take the money and you're going to go somewhere else on the last day just because of a team throwing money at you, then maybe this wasn't the right fit for you, right? So that's kind of where I land with that. And as far as the BC game goes, I pretty much went the way that I thought it was going to go. He said that he was going to keep Luke Carney's red shirt. We knew that Filardi was going to start. And honestly, like Villari, ever since Angeli got hurt, he was looking like he was going to have a big year as a receiving tight end and put himself in the running to possibly go to the combine and be an NFL, receiving tight end. He still has that opportunity, but I think that this was kind of a last hurrah. Give Dan Villari a chance to make some plays and do some things. It worked before, so maybe it can work again. And for a little while it did, but obviously, the defense just gave up too many points.
Wasn't BC the team we did that with and won, like by the skin of our teeth one year?
I don't know if that was necessarily. I think we lost to them that year. I think we beat Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech doing that.
Okay, all right. Anyway.
But nonetheless, if you look at it statistically, it might be one of the worst stretches of Syracuse football. But at the same time, there's been bad stretches with teams that had their guy, that had their first string quarterback, that had their, there's reasons why.
The most uncompetitive football team in any season that I can remember. Non-competitive, dude.
I don't believe it. Maybe because I don't know when you stopped watching, when you were a little bit younger. But like I said, the Greg Robinson era was really, really tough to watch.
Yeah, I know, and I would compare it to that. But I don't remember it being like this, this paralyzing. They're so.
We lost. We got blown out at home by Akron when we had him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, like I said, it could be recency bias. I know Coach talked about some of the things that throughout the year happened and mental and lapses, and obviously there were some injuries and bringing up Deuce Chestnut and a handful of other guys. But the biggest thing to me was the fundamentals of this year, just the communication, discipline. The execution, I don't think was there. Sometimes I don't think the heart was there. Let's be honest. No one wants to go out there as a coach and say this team gave up. And I don't want to sit here and say this team gave up. But, it just felt like it to me that, they're just,
there's part of that, but also, too, I think that at some point, I think that he just was, at some point you're not going to make a bowl, and at some point it's on to the next season, right? At some point it's...
Well, that's giving up. That's to be the definition of giving up in sports, is just to play the game because you have to.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't doing that.
Well, I know Fran Brown wasn't.
I think there was a situation where, I think that he was getting some of the older guys the chance to get healthy for, Senior Bowl stuff and some other things that you can do after the bowl games, because realistically that's going to help, right? Like, how is Devin Grant, forcing him to play through his injury and not get healthy? How is that helping him to where maybe he might not be healthy enough to go play in the East-West Shrine Bowl and go ball out and maybe put himself in a position to get to the combine or to get drafted, right? And also, too, that gives you a chance to kind of look at your team, look at the players, look at the guys and where they are in the depth chart and say, do you plan on coming back? You go to the transfer portal, because it doesn't make sense to waste reps on guys that are going to the transfer portal. So I think the last couple of weeks, it was more just, let's look at roster management going into next year. If you're not going to be here, then you're probably not going to play that much. I don't think that he was playing necessarily the best guys with the best talent that could help them win. I think he was saying, are you going to be here next year? Are you committed? And those are the guys that I want to take those reps going into next year. So you can call it giving up, but I'd much rather a coach do that and waste that time and those reps and practice in a game with players that are going to be here, freshmen and redshirt freshmen and younger guys that need that going into next year.
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents. If you want to, try to
either way,
picture around
either way, I didn't watch it for very long. So anyway, I mean, I'm done wasting my time watching my team get pummeled by a garbage team.
Yeah, I mean, look,
the fight to the bottom of the ACC.
My justification of what we did the last couple of games is pretty much just putting decorations, Christmas ornaments on a turd.
I mean, that's putting a positive spin on it because you had Christmas in there and decorations.
See? You see that?
That's a positive spin, but you're not fooling me. Okay?
I'm going to pee on my...
don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, bro. That's definitely not going to... I deal with that stuff all day. All right, well, look, on the flip side of the good, the bad is the good. And that was Syracuse's win against 13th ranked Tennessee last night in the Dome. Let me just tell you, that crowd gave me chills. It gives me chills thinking about it. And what a great evening. 62-60 win, just defensively throughout the game. And a little bit of, bad aim at the beginning of the game for both teams. But let's hear what Coach Red had to say following the win.
Before I start, first I'd like to thank Cuse Nation, all the fans that was there tonight. They made it the Loud House. They gave us a tremendous effort, and that's the type of support we need and this team needs. And I'm just so proud of what they did. They showed up and they showed out. So I just wanted to congratulate them, right from the beginning. And getting into the game, I just thought, our guys, everything we talked about and everything we've been working on, as far as the summer coming together and being a one unit and one team and really fighting. And I thought we did a phenomenal job today of that. I thought the last 2 minutes, man, just everybody just stepped up. Guys made plays, and we won it on the defensive end of the floor. And that's what you got to do. If you want to beat teams like the Tennessees of the world. I thought these guys just really showed tremendous heart. Will Kyle steps up and just knocks one free throw. That's all we needed was one, right? He stepped up big time. He made blocks. He did everything. I thought Sadiq White, we have been talking about rebounding. He came out in, 9 rebounds today. I just thought he was phenomenal. I mean, everybody just stepped on it. And then our senior leader, J.J. Starler, he stepped up when we needed him, again, I'm just so happy and thrilled for this team and for our fans. They deserve, a win like this. We got to enjoy this. And then get ready and keep moving. But we're going to enjoy this, and I'm just really proud of this group of guys, my coaching staff. Everyone works so hard again, to put the work in and the effort in with these guys every day. And I'm just glad that we finally got a result that we thought we had a couple last week that didn't turn our way, but they stayed with it. And I'm just glad that they were able to do this at home in front of our crowd.
Kyle had 6 blocks tonight. Can you just talk about the presence he brings to that?
Yeah, he's I call him a disruptor. He's defensively he's one of the better defensive guys that I've ever seen. With the way he can move and jump and his timing and rebounding, and he has a great awareness of what's going on that really helps him. So he's disruptive. And that's what we expect him to be, and that's what we need him to be. We're going to take it one game at a time. I don't like to predict again. But, again, this is a team that is balanced, still not whole yet. Nate Kings. I know offensively he was phenomenal in the first half, but the defensive job that he did on Gillespie, who I think is one of the best point guards in the country, to be able to make him work for everything he had today was also exceptional. So again, two-way guys, that's what we talk about. We want two-way guys, and he did a phenomenal job tonight.
You talk about your team not being whole. An update on Donnie, week-to-week thing, day-to-day?
Yeah, it's probably day-to-day. Again, I wish I had a timeline. The only thing that I can say is it's nothing that that I know of that will what particular day that is. But he's progressing. I know that, and he's feeling better. So we expect to hopefully have him soon.
Bryce wasn't available either tonight. Any update on?
Had a little light hamstring pull, but he'll be back. He worked hard. It was right up to game time before we ruled him out. So we'll have him back by next week.
After the game, fans rushed the court again. Second time that's happened. What do you think of a court storming after a game like this?
I think for this particular group, in general, that's college basketball. It's fun for our students that are a big part of it, our community. Those things. That's what college basketball is about, and we want to have more of those. Those are good things. When they're storming the court, that's a good sign. So we want to have more of those. Again, I can't thank our student section and the people that was at the game today. Again, it was they came and they were loud, and I know that they gave our guys some extra juice. Thank you.
All right. Well, look. As I mentioned before we started, the crowd was amazing. It was a really good crowd for a Tuesday night, albeit 13th ranked Tennessee coming in there, but still, I was impressed. I was impressed off the get-go with that, and I think that carried this team through. The game was tight all the way through. A big notable for Syracuse in terms of the defense and stuff was it 24 points off of 17 Tennessee turnovers, which is really good. And I mean, this game was largest lead was Syracuse by 9 twice, I think, if I remember right. And 16 lead changes, 12 ties. I mean, there wasn't a point in time where this wasn't very close. And, the closer it got to the end of this thing, you're thinking, yes, old school Syracuse, cardiac Cuse basketball. Nate Kings drops 19, career high for him. Just about a third of the points of the whole team. William Kyle's blocks, just enough can't be said about, you heard Coach, enough can't be said about what he did on defense, and especially against a big guy like Jalen Carey. He did a really good job against him, and a couple times clutch coming down the stretch. And of course, JJ Starling, dude, with a clutch jumper late, around 2 minutes left in the game, gave him a brief lead. I think they caught back. It was 60-58 or something, and that ended up getting tied back up. And then we all watched last minute, and what I think the ball came out of whoever's shot that ball, but I think it came out of his hand a little late if they went to the clock to check it out. But in real time, it looked like he had a chance of getting it up there if he, had a better shot on it. But they had a chance to tie it. They really did. And Syracuse comes out on top. I'll just wrap it up with the storm in the court. I think I know that this is kind of one of those. This is an open hand. This is an open hand discussion for me. It's not black and white. If you don't like it, I understand. If you do like it, I understand. I don't mind it. I'm kind of with Coach. If your team's storming the court and you're complaining about your team storming the court, well, that's not. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. If no one gets hurt and no one's vandalizing anything, and and it makes sense. I felt like it made sense last night. Especially everything this crowd and these fans that have been marching to the Dome for Saturdays through football and to start the basketball season, for everything that they do, I feel like it was justified, and I was happy for them. And it's always a good sign for me. I feel like I'm fine with it. But anyways, Joe, with a team this young, man, I mean, you look at what happened in Las Vegas and how we really had a very, very, very good, just like Tennessee last night, we had a very good shot of winning that game against Houston. And you look back on it and think, what a heartbreaker, because once that game happened, I felt like Syracuse had a shot to win. They go 0-3. They had the toughest stretch in that tournament. Well, that's not what I read. What I read was that Syracuse has the toughest 4-game stretch in college basketball, starting with that tournament and ending with Tennessee last night. So you looked at the net today. They're 73rd in the net. That's out. So that starts. I mean, just a resume booster for them, Joe. I mean, what you kind of think about how this young team has handled themselves and coming back from 3 games in 48 hours it was 3 games in like 43 hours, something crazy like that. Yeah. To come back from that and 2 close losses and then finally just getting burned out and trucked in the last game, and to come back home and get a little bit of rest and some practice and then just keep this game this tight throughout. We know Tennessee is an extremely good team at 7-2 now. And, they went to Houston and came out 2-1, which, they lost to Kansas. We lost to Kansas. But, I mean, what do you think? Promising season? Is it a fluke? I got to believe. I mean, I think this team has a lot of room to grow. I don't think this is the ceiling, and I don't think this is an anomaly either.
Well, no. I mean, I think that also it has a lot to do with what happens with Donnie Freeman.
Well, true.
Because, again, here we are in a situation where, J.J. Starlin was hurt, and then he came back, and then Donnie Freeman was hurt, just like last year.
It's deja vu.
Right. Yeah, the Houston game, obviously we lost that because of free throws. And again, I think, like you said, we just played 3 really tough teams in a row. And you were just hoping off of that, Players Era festival during Thanksgiving that wasn't going to, hurt our confidence and hurt that kind of stuff. And it didn't. Obviously, we went back, we rested, had some turkey, practiced a little bit, and we put ourselves in a position to obviously get a quad 1 win. I don't even know the last time we've had a quad 1 win, right? So the one thing I wanted to point out though was when they talk about our free throw shooting, obviously we shot 41% from the free throw line against Houston. They shot 70, and we still brought them to overtime. Last night, I mean, what do you do when, last night we had, we shot 59%. So
yeah, which was good compared to what we've been doing. We came in the game shooting, 52?
Yeah, something like that. So we were above average, right? We showed a little bit of, obviously.
Above average for us, yeah.
What do you do or you hope for when you're not a good free throw shooting team is you hope that the other team shoots worse, which they went
did.
They did. They went 8 of 15 and they shot 53%. So, I mean, you twist that around. If Tennessee shot 70% from the free throw line, they win this game. And
we're talking about free throws again, and now we got to make them to win.
Yes, and then you have Kyle that has to. And again, because earlier you said that the shot, they could have tied it. We were only up 1 at that point, if you remember. So it was 60-60. William Kyle hit the second free throw, and then after they missed the free throw, that
was the last minute sequence. Yeah.
Sadiq White, after they missed the shot when they were down 61-60, Sadiq White got the rebound. He got fouled and he hit a free throw to make it 62-60.
Right. Okay.
So when they missed that little point blank bunny, that we were only up. I mean, that was to win the game, not just to tie it. Big ups to William Kyle for staying in there and not losing his confidence, because Jalen Carey, he was a massive human being that went in there and shot 10 of 16 and had 22 points off the bench. So, William Kyle, he had a lot of blocks, but he struggled a little bit with that guy too.
He played well against him when it mattered, and it was the down the stretch he played.
Yes, yeah, he figured it out. So I don't think that it's a fluke. I think that we have talent. You look at the guards, and you look at the coming out that Nate Kings had. I mean, Nate Kings, there was a couple threes where I was like, that's in. So I finally felt like he had that confidence. He was taking it to the hole. He scored a bunch of points. JJ was clutch at the end, hit a 3 and then hit a pull-up jumper. So, I mean, we have a lot of room to grow. And there's still a lot of mistakes, like you said, with Sadiq White and Kyan Anthony. And then there's a lot of mistakes out there. But, the thing is that, I look at some of the stuff. We had 9 fast break points. They had 0. We won the turnover battle. So, we're putting pressure on these teams, and these are good teams. So that type of defense is going to keep us in every single game. There's only so many teams in the ACC that are as good as Tennessee. So, we get through this stretch and we gain the confidence of these next couple non-conference games. And, I don't think that it's a fluke. And I think that getting this win is obviously a resume builder. Playing those other teams, it's still going to be a resume booster, especially with the strength of schedule. And as far as the court storming, but we have to understand that these are students that have only been there for how many years? 1 to 4 years. They haven't seen great basketball. You know what I mean? Like, you're not getting 60-year-old men that have been. I mean, maybe you are, but I think a lot of the court storming isn't these 60-year-old guys who've had season tickets for 20 years. So I mean, there's some people that act like you've been there. Well, these kids
haven't
on the team and the fans, they haven't, right? So to me, it just kind of, like you said about the court storming and then also the fans and just how loud they were. I think that yesterday was that ticket, right? Like last year we were into football, and then earlier this year we beat Clemson. We were into football, but then we kind of start going downhill. Oh, when's basketball season? When's the basketball season, right? Like, I don't think we're going to hear this when's lacrosse season here anytime soon, right? I think that last night was a buy-in of, okay, like, this is the best show in town again. When there's a game, we're going to go. And hopefully it sold the fans on this team to where we have a full outhouse every home game to make it difficult. Because, again, I mean, it's just been how long since we've had, like, those type of fast break points, dunks, alley-oops, the crowd going crazy. Just
2 alley-oops, both on runs. Both one of which turned into an immediate timeout, which just the crowd was just erupting. It was old school, man. It's been years. Like, I mean, it's been I mean, to have a game like that, this caliber inside the dome and a crowd like that, it's been over 5 years. I feel it. I mean,
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, the last great quad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. The last quad one we had, we had, I think, was UNC in the ACC tournament, and that wasn't even regular season. Who was it? The last quad one win I think we had, which wasn't even in the regular season, would have been that caliber of team would have been UNC in the ACC tournament in 2020.
Yeah, it was COVID. It was right before COVID. I think it was 20 because they ended that was the last game.
Yeah.
Canceled the tournament.
Right, and it wasn't like we weren't counting, quad 1, 2, 3 wins at the time because it was pretty much done with. But at that point in the season, but that would have been the last like big upset. I feel like I remember.
Well, I think a couple of years ago, I want to say, because I went to the UNC game down here, and they blew us out. They blew us out of the water. But then they came to the Dome later on that year, and we did win that.
That's true. I do remember that.
So, I mean, but again, it's few and far between.
I don't know if that was a quad one win, though.
No, I don't either. Like I said, I mean, if we have to Google the answer, I mean, that just should tell you everything that you need to know, right? Like, it doesn't happen that often. So, like I said, I'm excited. I like the fact that there's multiple people that can score. Tyler Betsy played a great tournament over Thanksgiving, and he didn't have the greatest game yesterday, but you had Nate King step up. You got four of the 5 starters in double digits, and the other one that wasn't there was Nate George. And I mean, Nate George, you could see the effort on both sides of the ball. Like what Coach Red said, like two-way players, like everybody, the way they play defense, the way they switch, you just don't see. There was a couple mishaps yesterday that led to some easy layups, but other than that, like you're not seeing the defensive laps and the easy points that we've been given us. Especially like last year, there were so many easy buckets, so many lapses in defense, and not being able to switch. I feel like we can just switch all
defense
5.
Defense is just way better this year.
That's just what it is. Like I said, like we said earlier in the year, like this defense is going to keep us. This defense is most likely going to keep us in most games. It's is the lack of a good free throw percentage, and maybe relying too much on 3-pointers. I mean, that might kill us, right?
Well, that was part of the tournament too, was relying on the 3-pointers when they didn't necessarily need them, and they're having trouble getting the ball inside. But it was forced. A lot of it was forced.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Look, let's hear from you.
It's time to hear from you, the loudmouths from the Loud House.
You guys know what to do. It's really loud in my ear. At the end of every game, we'll ask for your thoughts on that game. You leave them. We talk about them. Got a bunch. I'm going to kind of we'll do a speed session on this, so we can get through them. At coming soon 62, a win. I'm doing Twitter. A win is a win. However, the lack of shooting dooms them this season. Just won't get blown out like last year. I mean, a win is an understatement, my guy. It was a great win. It was a tight game. I don't think their shooting last night was terrible. I mean, they were 43% from the floor. All you got to do is make one more point than the other team. So, I think I grade on a curve here, and that is Las Vegas. You go way out west, you play 3 games in 43 hours. You come all the way back to the East Coast, have a couple days off, and then you play the 13th ranked Tennessee. That's a tough stretch. I mean, like I said, I think Seth Greenberg said it was the toughest 4-game stretch so far in college basketball. So that's a big deal.
You're probably, I don't know if there's going to be, maybe there's some conferences that got a bunch of ranked teams, but you might not see a 4-game stretch like that until the tournament.
With 3 ranked teams.
Right.
Yeah.
4.
At the time we played Kansas, they weren't ranked.
No, well, okay.
But I'm just saying. Huh?
I get it.
Yeah.
I said there's an asterisk there,
yeah,
I guess.
A little bit. It. But still, 3 out of 4 is pretty good, and you got Kansas probably on the cusp after they beat Tennessee to being ranked again. So, they are. They're ranked 21st, by the way. So, just a quick check there. But yeah, they're ranked 21st. So, anyways, a win is an understatement. However, I get it. You want to be able to score. Thankfully, to your point, this is Joey on Twitter. Thankfully, to your point, we have the defense that can make up for some of the offense. But like I said, you live and die by the 3. You're going to die sometimes. So, but they got a good jump shot game. It's not terrible.
Everything is relative, I think, is realistically when you come down to it. I'm looking at Ken Pom right now. He has his obviously algorithms, and it's obviously imperfect. But, when he's got the offensive ratings and the defensive ratings, we have to understand that the last 4 games, you're looking at he's got Houston overall defensive rating 2. Where is it? Iowa State 6. Kansas 10 and Tennessee 11.
So all of them in the top 15. Yeah.
All of them are in the top 15 in defense, number 1. So number 1, you got to look at obviously the teams that you're playing. And I will just throw out there that he has us at 32 overall as far as defense, which is pretty good considering that we were in the hundreds last year. But also too, when you want to talk about when you want to talk about the shooting percentages and living and dying by the 3 and all that, that's all relative to the game, right? If I told you, we shot 59% from the free throw line, you'd be like, that's not good. But Tennessee shot 53, right? Or you can say, we shot 43% from the field goal, as far as field goal percentage. Well, they shot 41.
Right.
So you can say in an individual-based game, oh, okay, they might not be great numbers, but if those numbers are better than the team that you just played, then, I mean, it's really not that bad.
If it's good enough to win, then it's good enough.
Yeah, and you did those percentages against a team that's basically ranked 11th, top 15 defense in the country.
Yeah. At Joe Catskill, big win, a big early win for the Cuse. The team seemed to play better as the game went on. This should take the sting of Las Vegas tournament out. Go Orange. Yes, I absolutely agree. That's what we were hoping for. Nothing could have been better for this team than to come back from that and win that game. And I mean, that could be a catalyst for the year. It could be the exclamation point for the year that just propels this team and gives them the confidence they need to play the next few scrubs that they have on their schedule and get into tournament play, because I think the ACC is going to be extremely good this year. I think the ACC is already proving how good they are this year.
It's fair.
Let's see. At Level Up Luke, needed that. We'll hang our hat on it for the rest of the season. If we have to, we will. As Syracuse fans, don't doubt us. But I don't doubt
how petty a Cuse fan could
don't
be.
doubt how petty I can be. I don't think that we won't get another one. I'll make sure I word that right. I think that there's possibility in the future. Yeah, look at the teams we played and how close we played them. I mean, I was shocked at Houston. I was shocked at Kansas. I mean, the time we got to Iowa State, there was a problem there. But again, this team, and I mentioned this earlier in the basketball season when we were talking about when I was talking about Coach Rhett. Do you notice a difference in him at all in his press conferences? He is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what he has, and his team just went out and did what he knows they could do. Mm-hmm. He's got confidence in them. They have confidence in themselves. And I think that goes a long way. And by the way, to have that crowd be a consistent bugaboo for away teams is going to be another thing that this team knows they're going to have in their pocket. I think it's a tremendous opportunity for them to just finally make a tournament and get back to some of the ways we're used to. And I don't think I'm getting over my skis too much, because I've seen enough to believe that this team is consistently good. It's not like we pulled this one out of a hat. It was coming. It was coming, and then boom, we got it. So,
well, I mean, it's again, as our unit, they're consistently good, especially on defense. But as far as individuals offensively, like that's where we got to get a little bit better. But that's really, again, that's really where it is. Like the X's and O's. That's if you play basketball your whole life and you know how to switch and all those kind of things, and defense is a lot. There's a lot of effort. Not to say that there's not mental, parts of defense, but it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of just outworking the other player. Obviously, you scout and you see what their tendencies are and all that other kind of stuff. But it's a different ball game than you can put in effort on offense. Don't mean the ball's going in, right? Like you need to figure out how to get the ball in the basket the easiest way possible against those type of teams. So to me, I think that's probably the biggest beneficial thing that I've seen from this is to play against those four teams and to have that type of defensive effort. And then also play against those teams that are really, really good at defense and still be able to score and stay in the games for the most part, minus, obviously Iowa State. That's the most, impressive thing to me. Like you said, we got 5 teams. I don't know. I'm just looking at the net rankings. Looks like, Hofstra and Northeastern are probably going to be the 2 most difficult teams that we're going to play out of these next 5. But, this game saved our non-conference. Because we went from shoulda, coulda, woulda in Houston, and now we're not. We went from 4-0, feeling all proud. We were beating the hell out of teams, and then all of a sudden, Houston, and it's like, oh man, it looks like that's our only opportunity. We're not going to get that win. We're not. And Tennessee, they went 2-1 in that tournament as well. So, we saw how good they played against some of those teams, and it was like, they beat Houston. Damn, Kansas beat them, but yeah, now we got to go play them. It saved our non-conference, and from going from 4-0 to 4-3, thinking you're about to go 4-4 and not have a quad 1 win. It completely changed everything. You go to 5-3 with 5 other games to go, and if you take care of business with that, you're talking about a 10-3 record going into ACC, and hopefully you fix some of those offensive issues against these teams. That's what these games are for.
Yeah.
But these aren't top 15 defenses,
right?
So that's what I'm looking forward to more than anything. Is let's see what we can do against a team. We played 4 straight teams that are in the top 15 in defense, and let's see what we could do against teams that defenses aren't even really that close to what we have just played. So,
right. At David Super, our buddy Dave, great win, Orange. Let's dominate these next 5 non-conference games, and I'd feel good about these early season results heading into ACC play. Absolutely. Buy, sell, or hold. Orange finish top 8 in the 18-team conference. He says he's going to buy. I'm not going to hold. I will sell with a caveat saying that I think we can finish in the top 10. I feel like. What? What are you humming about?
Well, you don't think that we can finish in the top 8?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Clemson play. They're 7-1. I haven't seen Cal play. They're 7-1. I have seen UNC play. They're good.
Yeah.
I have not seen Stanford play. They're 7-1. Virginia, and I don't know their schedules either. But I'm just saying.
But that's
by the time right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, from Duke, if you look at the ACC standings, Duke down to Virginia Tech, there's your 10 teams. I think we can get into there. I think we can. I just don't want to be overly optimistic, man. Every time I do that, bro, it comes back to bite me in the ass. I'd rather be wrong and have an underpromise and overdeliver than be too confident too early and get waxed, because there's a long way to go, and this team has to stay healthy. And we're already repeating, as you mentioned, to repeat your point you made earlier. We're already repeating almost exactly what happened last year as far as injuries go. And, look, we still got 5 non-conference games like Dave mentioned. And, we're going to head, let's see. We're going to go, what is it, St. Joseph's next? Hofstra, Mercyhurst, Northeastern, Stonehill. By the way, we don't play for another 9 days from yesterday. And then we're playing Clemson at home, and then the rest is history. You guys can check it out. I'm not going to go through it all, but I think the ACC is not having a year like they've had the past couple years, which is mediocre to down, and I think it's pretty good. So we need to see where we stack up. It's too early for me to say top 8. I mean, I would love to, and it would almost guarantee. I think. Well, no, not necessarily. I think a better buy seller. What do you think? You think they can? Top 8 in the conference? Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, good. I like that conference.
I mean, I look at it. I look at the way that they played against these last 4 teams, and I think that the only teams that are comparable to those 4 teams are Duke, North Carolina, and Louisville. I think NC State's better with the new coach. I know they were ranked, but I know that they lost 2 of their last 3. And obviously, there's going to be other teams that can compete against us, right? But even then, when you look at just the beginning of the schedule, like Clemson at home, Georgia Tech and Pitt, they don't look great. And it's at Georgia Tech and at Pitt. Home against Florida State, at Boston College, they don't look great. Home against Virginia Tech, they look okay. Home against Miami, they look okay. Like, it's hard for me to think that Virginia Tech and Miami, who are teams that would be in that 6, 7, 8 range normally, are that much better than us. So, I mean, that's 12 games before we go to NC State, which is a game I will be going to. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility to see the way we're playing. I mean, I'm not trying to jinx anything or anything like that, but
I don't believe in jinxes. I just don't want to get too excited. We can go on a little run.
Like our schedule right now is set up to where we could definitely go on a run, like we've done in the past, dude. I mean, imagine that. I don't think it's going to happen, but imagine just being just catching fire off of this confident win and just going and just banging out the next 12 games.
Well, that's my hope. That's the point.
15-3.
Right.
That's like something we haven't seen in a while.
Well, yeah. We haven't had a winning season in 3 years.
No, but the schedule lines up for it. And I'm sorry, but you get to 16-3, like you're going to make the tournament.
Yeah. At Theo Cuse, defense led to offense, which was awesome. Yes. This was the system that Red promised us. They would run and work. It worked tonight. On-court hurdles, backdoor lobs. This is Bizarro Syracuse, and I like it. Yeah, the two lobs were just like they were so well done. It just looked effortless. You know, it was almost it was like risky the first time. You're like, man, but then the second time they did the same thing. I mean, it was just, I don't know, dude. This Will Kyle, bro, is something. Man, I love him.
The other one was Sadiq White.
Oh, that's right.
I think he's going to end up being.
Oh, yeah. I definitely think so. And I mean, there's just so much talent. And, we're still just getting to know these guys. So
that's what like they're scratching the surface, a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
When you talk about the freshmen coming in and like Tyler Betsy coming off of, transferring and not, really having a big role at his old spot. I like what we got. And again, as long as we play like we played, and like if you show up and you're like, I don't care like how we shoot, but I'm just gonna D up, and it doesn't really matter. Like the way that they played last night, like that team is not afraid to play against anybody. And after that 4-game stretch, they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they definitely shouldn't be. They know they can hang with anybody.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the confidence. That's what I mean.
Confidence and unselfishness. Like, that's the two biggest things.
An effort.
Well, yes.
Let's see what else we got here. At Breaking Orange 44, Tennessee didn't shoot their best, but it was gritty defense and a hard-fought win. Well, that's just it. You answered your own question.
Yep.
That's, Syracuse gave them fits from the beginning. I mean, to be honest with you, both of these teams could have had a very early lead if either one of them weren't facing good defenses. So there was a lot of missed shots, a lot of forced shots, and, between it all, I mean, and there was some, like Jalen Carey's a big dude, man. He got away with some shouldering big time. And it's always the big dude that gets away with the heavy shoulder. It's like you would think that would be an obvious one. However, it happens. I didn't have a problem with any of the officiating. I felt like it was fair as fair as it. I felt like it was as fair as it could be.
Well, yes, I think they missed some calls, but then they made up for them.
I don't like that. I
know you don't like that.
That's the worst.
I know.
Just you screw up. Just do better. At Ken Caniff 315, most excited I've been to watch at Cuse team in 5 years. They looked sharp. They looked sharp out there tonight. Yes. Very good. I think he's saying he's at the game. So that would be awesome. And his profile picture, just for the record, is Tony Stewart and Jim Boeheim holding each other's jerseys, which is kind of neat. That's old school. Oh, gosh. I lost my spot. Let's do a couple more here. At DBone75, the game is a win for Cuse. This game isn't an upset. Well, that's a bold statement. And that may be the prophecy of the year so far. If at the end of the year we look back and we're like, well, that really wasn't an upset. They just didn't know who Cuse was.
Right.
They don't ever get the respect that they deserve anyway. So who knows? He could be prophesying there. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I would say too, like the last comment. I know that I'm kind of going backwards there, but everyone always wants to look at the offense. Like everyone wants to look at the points and the flashy. We're scoring points, we're shooting threes for this and that. And, we didn't shoot well. We didn't do like sometimes there's reasons for that, right? If both teams are playing really good defense, then it's difficult to make shots. So you got to put that into effect too. Like it's not just we're just out here shooting wide open jumpers and we're just not hitting them. Like that's not. Usually there's a reason.
Right. I got one more just for the sake of it. There's some kind of negative ones in here, but I'm not going to hit them all. At Cuff 1007. This team is very talented. Imagine how good we could be with a good coach who can actually coach offense. So look, this is Red's year to prove what he can do as a coach. And I don't think it's fair, but I don't know if it's very relevant to judge him up to this point. Because while you can judge what you see, you have to imagine what he was dealing with what he had at the time. And this started before he was coach. And don't forget, a legend, Jim Boeheim, coached the first losing season in how long was it?
A long time.
It was a long time. It was a long time.
We have to Google it, so it doesn't happen.
Right. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a fair statement, but I understand it. However, it's early this year. Let's see what can happen.
Yeah.
So,
well, and again, too, I mean, when you get to that point, right? Like you have like philosophies, right? You have like systems, right? We're going to do this. I'm going to call you over. We're going to do pick and roll. And like when you get to a certain level of basketball, then everything that you need to do. Obviously, coaches are going to instill some plays. Most of the time, plays are called off of timeouts or, for inbounds or for very specific, okay, I saw this, let's take advantage of this. But once you do it once or twice, the other team picks up on it. And, and so a lot of times it's sets, it's rotations, it's moving people around, trying to get mismatches. Like you put the ball in your playmaker's hands and then you hope that they make the right decision. So I hate the coaching of the offense type thing because this isn't like a situation where you come down and you like call a play every single time. There's a couple different sets. You run through, this guy does this, okay, that's not there. The next guy comes up, does it. But at the end of the day, you trust your playmakers and your Division I basketball players to know what the mismatches are and what to do in certain situations and to make the right play. But basketball is so fast that sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you make mistakes and you have turnovers and things like that. So I don't like those just point blank comments like, oh, someone who needs to coach offense. Like, dude, you're a Division I basketball. If you're a Division I basketball player at Syracuse, you know how to play basketball. It's just at what level are you physically and mentally ready for it? But it's not like it's not like play calling like football every single time when you get into a huddle and you're playing it, you're calling an individual play.
It's not as strategic as as football plays would be.
No, you have
you can only do so much with defensive weaknesses when you're talking about coaching offense on a basketball team.
Right.
And it's something that, like you said, either it works and you do it over and over again.
But then the other team figures it out,
right?
And
then
you got to
then you got to just start over.
Go to that, right? You got to start over. Okay, now they're doing that. Now where's the weakness? Now it's a chess match the whole time. It's just you don't get the huddle.
It's slow played more. Yeah, and we haven't seen a coach have calling a bunch of plays in quite some time. I mean, no. It's just one of those things. Go ahead if you got something from Facebook.
Yeah, I got a couple. So Ted says, Kings ain't just a shooter. Was a little skeptical the first 5 minutes of the game when I saw players camped out in the corners on offense. However, phenomenal defensive performance by the boys. Mr. Kyle has me speechless. They held Tennessee to their lowest point total of the season.
Oh, that's a good point.
Without Freeman, we are now able to see what Sadiq can do. So, yeah, some good points there. Obviously, Nate King's definitely stepped up yesterday.
He scored almost a third of the points. I think they were all in the first half.
Right, and that's the good thing.
Right.
And the good thing is, Sadiq White and William Kyle, they're going to get their stuff around the bucket. But between JJ and Cayenne and Nate George and Nate Kings and Tyler Betts, you don't know where the scoring is going to come from, and it's a good thing from what I think. Some people might be all consistency, but sometimes you just have a bad matchup and someone else has got a better matchup. So, it's a pretty good point there. Brian says this team deserves it. They actually should have beaten Houston if they're not for the 17 missed free throws. It never would have gone into overtime. We know that.
Yeah.
And they actually did play 2.5 really good games in the tournament against 3 quad 1 teams before falling apart in the second half of the third. That's true.
It was the second half, yeah.
Yep. And because we were up 1 or down 1
we were
at half.
I thought we were
down
up
1. Was it 35-34?
Are you sure? I thought we were up 1 at halftime. I'm not sure. But either way, it was very close at the half.
Yeah.
And
it was a 1-point game at half. I do remember that.
Well, this won't show me, unfortunately.
He says so they actually did play 2.5 really good games in the tournament against 3 quad 1 teams before falling apart in the second half of the third game. In 3 days and without our star. They truly deserve it. This team has grit. It's missing free throw shooting and a few other things. But if we could get Freeman back and keep building, take care of business with the easier stretch coming up, starting with St. Joseph's, we need to handle all the games we have to win and then be in a position to win another couple quad 1 games and end up with at least 21 wins for the season. This makes it feel possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot there.
We were down by 1 at the half against Iowa State.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, and then Steve says, again, kind of goes to what we've been saying, but this team will be very good at the end of the schedule. Hopefully this game gives them the confidence to know that they can play with anyone.
Yeah, it's almost like he listened to the show already.
Almost, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's. I don't think confidence is a problem with this team.
No, not after those 4 games.
And to be perfectly honest with you, it's almost like this team is actually breathed confidence into Coach Red. It's almost like he's taking. It's not. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Based upon the past couple of years, I don't know, especially last year. But I feel like this team is, like you said, he knows what he has, and he sounds completely different. Like you said, in those press conferences, it's like he knows what he has.
Way more energy. You can hear him. His head's not down the whole time, and he's not, just sulky. He's got energy, and he's happy.
Yep.
So, I mean, he knows. He was ecstatic last night. I love seeing that. I mean, we haven't really seen it yet. So,
right.
Yeah, I think he knows what he's got and what he has, and I think it's going to be very interesting when we start conference play. But this is kind of a much needed a 9-day break for this team too. I know they're going to be practicing, but to just kind of get a little bit of rest and stay home and have a couple of cupcakes and then start ACC play. But this is a good 9-game stretch to recoup, and hopefully Donnie Freeman will be back soon and at least before conference play. I hope this is one of those things that's not going to get dragged out all year.
Yeah, dude, that's
It's day by day.
I know, but I mean, to me, hopefully that's just what they're telling us, and hopefully they behind closed doors know what the answer is. To be
it's the
honest.
one thing about the injury thing that I just take everything they say with a grain of salt because I assume I'm being lied to anyway.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that, I just hope that it's a situation where it's either a yes or a no, right? Like what's going on, because we need to know, right? Like, I feel like Sadiq White and some other people, they need to know, hey, look, Donnie's not coming back. This is your car. Here's the keys. We need you to step up. Or, hey, Donnie's coming back. Use this time to get better, but also know that, you'll be coming off the bench here later. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that most people do know, right? If there's a known, if it's not just seriously day to day, which it could be, because if it's not bad news, you're going to get the truth. If it's really bad news, you get the truth.
Well, yeah,
too.
You can't hide it.
Right? So yeah, exactly.
He's on a wheelchair he's in a wheelchair
yeah.
with a
We're day to
cast.
day. We're day to day on the guy in the wheelchair right now.
Yeah, but he's got a cast on his leg.
It's day to day though. I mean, we could take it off at any time.
It's a Achilles injury. No.
But yeah, it's kind of the extremes, right? Like if it's good and they know it's good, you're going to get the truth. And if it's really bad, you're going to get the truth. Everything in between is going to be smoke and mirrors. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Well, I know they got to do it for like the teams too, right? Like that they're going to be playing against and everything.
Sure. But I mean, right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, I get it. Well,
we got a little bit of break, right? So
yeah, it was good to get back here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in.
I got something.
Oh, for the love of crap. Okay, go. What do you got?
I wanted to get your opinion on it because I forgot to bring it up earlier in the. But did you see the one signee that we got? There's a rapper.
Yes. Do you know how I found out about this?
Your son.
No, that's a good guess though. No, some dude at work. What was his Two Toes or something? What the hell was his name? His rap name?
Little Tootsie.
No, Little Tootsie. Yeah, that's right, Little Tootsie. What's his real name?
I found out from Najur Granger. So I found out about it from a guy at work too.
Oh, okay.
But this is the funny thing about it. So there is a little bit. So everyone's like, "Oh, he's a rapper," and I did see some stuff on social media, like they were talking about Jay-Z and Pharrell being like in town, and I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I don't know. I guess he's 25.
He's 25, yeah.
Yeah, a multi-platinum recording artist, but his dream has always been to play Division I football. And I guess he stopped playing in high school to be a rapper. And now, since he won some awards and he's a multi-platinum artist and he's young enough, he wants to go back to school and he wants to. But I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't know if he's a receiver or whatnot. But the story, I guess, on him is
it Little 2Z or Little 2C?
I don't know.
I see Little 2Z.
I see Toosii.
Toosii.
Yeah. Rapper Tootsie. But I guess the story with him is so he actually grew up. So he was born in Syracuse. And I read this story. I want to say he was like 12 when his family moved down to North Carolina. And he actually grew up in Rollsville, which is like 10, 15 minutes away from where I live.
Yeah, Tootsie, 25-year-old Najor Tootsie Granger.
Yeah.
Yeah, committed.
So he went to high school in Rollsville, which is like 10, 15 minutes away.
From you?
And yes. And I guess he's been training at the NC State practice facility. He knows some people. He's gone on some visits, and Fran Brown called him, and hey. So.
He must be a receiver, just looking at him. Is he a receiver?
I think yes.
Okay.
Yep. He was a class of 2018, played football at Rollsville High School where he was a receiver. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I guess there's people that I work with that are from that area that remember him and know him. They said he was pretty good, but he stopped playing to do the rap thing, and here he is. So, who knows? You know, it might be one of those diamonds in the rough, or I don't know. He didn't have any stars. 0 stars. Unless you want to talk about unless you want to count his multi-platinum records.
Look, man, those don't count, unfortunately.
Damn.
Not in this biz. But hey, more power to him. Dude's going back to school. He's already got enough money. He doesn't need to go back to school. It's a smart move.
No. I mean, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, like some people look at it as like a ploy or it's just like some type of media thing. But to me, like to have the wherewithal as a 25-year-old, like the dude's got to be, if he's a multi-platinum recording artist, he's got to be a millionaire.
Sure, and he's probably going to be done. He's obviously, I mean, I think goes about saying his life experiences at 25 is more than I have at 47 to an extent. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but it's easy at 25 with that money to fall into some bad habits and some certain lifestyle choices.
Sure.
And the fact that
and having fans and being on the road and all of the things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're essentially a celebrity. And, like, at the end of the day, you have the wherewithal as a 25-year-old to be like, nah, I'm going to spend this money and this time to train to go and play Division I football.
Well, look,
to me, that's crazy.
I'm just saying, if he's cool with, like, people like, Pharrell. Did you say Pharrell?
What I'm saying is I saw some stuff on social media where Pharrell and Jay-Z were in Syracuse, and I think they were seen eating dinner with Boeheim or something. I don't know if it's related.
Oh, okay. Well, Pharrell went to the same high school my kids go to, that my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
In the movie, the new Lego movie with the marching band, it's got VB on the corner. I mean, if you've seen it, whatever. But anyways, that marching band.
Seen the new Lego movies.
Right, exactly. That's why I stopped. But that band was the Princess Anne marching band, the actual Princess Anne marching band. And they, he recorded them for the movie, which is really cool because he was in the marching band when he was in high school.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, my point though, I just thought about that, but my point of bringing up Pharrell and Jay-Z would be that like we could use NIL money. And if this is all connected in any possible way, then I'm just saying, what's a couple mil to those guys?
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. And to be perfectly honest with you, I mean, I don't know. I mean, usually players are looking for NIL money. I'm sure he's now looking for NIL money. And I'm wondering if players can actually give NIL money. Because he has a little bit of money.
He can once he leaves and starts a collective. He could look. Money's fungible, bro.
But I'm saying
money's fungible.
He can't do it as a player.
No, but he can give it to. He can give it to 3C, and 3C can go give it to the collective.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm just saying it's not every day that you sign a multi-platinum record recording artist that can actually use some of his money to buy a quarterback.
And be on the team as a receiver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, like I said, man, you could funnel money wherever you feel fit. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I thought it was an interesting story, and I know some people probably laughed at it as some type of but to me, I just thought it was pretty cool because, it's easy at somebody his age with that much money to not think about this, right?
Right. Yeah.
Before it's too late.
2-a-days and all the rest.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, skip practice. Practice.
I mean, practice. Yeah, he's gonna have to go through the culture of Fran Brown. 2-a-days. He's gonna have to bust, and it's like he could be on a yacht somewhere in some just island somewhere with a bunch of beautiful women doing whatever the hell he wants, and he's choosing this, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, well. That's good. Hats off to him, and hopefully that works out. Yep. Thanks, Joe, for that unnecessary segment. I'm kidding. It was something that I didn't think much about when I was told about it because I didn't even know if it was true. I thought someone was messing with me because I had no idea. And by the way, I was on Twitter today and never saw a damn thing about it. So Twitter did me wrong. I wasn't looking for it, but still Twitter did me wrong. That, yes, is going to do it for us. We appreciate all of you. Sorry for the long pause in between shows. Things happen. But we will be back at some point after Syracuse plays another basketball game. That's about as much as I can promise. Thanks for Joe. I'm Sean. We're out.
Peace.